Welcome back to Dreaming with Neopets. Last tutorial, we talked about the account settings, as well as the general site rules. Today, we're going to talk about caring for your pets by feeding and playing with them. First, let's address pet hunger. Pets gradually get more hungry over time. Each day, they will go down in fullness by one level. The most full your pet can be is very bloated, then they go down to bloated. Bloated and very bloated pets might not accept food when offered. From there, it goes from very full, full up, satiated, fine, not hungry, hungry, very hungry, famished, starving, and finally, dying. Pets get more hungry whether you log in or not, and though pets can never actually die, this is where we get jokes about your Neopets are dying, because unattended accounts can leave Neopets in a state of dying functionally indefinitely. There are a few ways to address pet hunger. The first is obviously to feed them. You can do this from the home page by clicking on your pet, then clicking Feed, then clicking the food item you would like to feed them. You can also feed pets directly from your inventory by going to Inventory, clicking on the item you would like to feed them, clicking this drop-down menu, and then selecting Feed to Pet Name. In this case, we're going to be feeding Bone Dungeon. Bone Dungeon was dying, and now he is starving, so we still have to feed Bone Dungeon a little more before he's going to be happy. Most Neopets can only eat food items, but Grarls and Skeeths are unique in that they can eat almost any item in the game. This can present some danger because if you accidentally feed a million Neopoint paintbrush to your pet, there's no way to ever get that item back. But how do you get food items in the first place? You might think it's as easy as going to Neopia Central, clicking on the food shop, and buying some food, only to find that there's nothing available to buy. This is because NPC shops in Neopets have a limited amount of stock available, which often gets bought up by other users and resold for a profit in their user shops. This is called restocking and is one way to make Neopoints. I'll talk about restocking to make Neopoints in a different video. Even if the food shop is stocked, you might find that all the items are way too expensive for you to buy, in which case you can head to the Soup Fairy by going to Explore, Neopia Central, heading to the Neopian Bazaar, and then finally heading to the Marketplace. You'll be able to find the Soup Fairy right here. She will feed all of your Neopets completely free as long as you have less than 3,000 Neopoints. You can also get a secret avatar at random when you feed your Neopets here, so it's a good idea to stay poor if you want to collect that avatar. Now Bone Dungeon went from starving to very hungry, and you should be able to do this, continue clicking on your pet until your pet is completely full as long as you have less than 3,000 Neopoints. Another way to get free food for your pet is to explore and then head to the land of Tyrania, right here. In Tyrania, you can go to the Tyranian Plateau, right here. And once you're at the Tyranian Plateau, you can go ahead and head to the Giant Omelet. Legend has it that hundreds of years ago, a dinosaur of gigantic proportions laid a massive egg. That egg split open and started to bake in the sun. Ever since then, a giant omelet has been cooking in the Tyranian Plateau. It may seem silly, but it's true. You'll be able to grab a piece of this omelet once per day, and these food items can actually feed your pet 3 times. So this is a great way to feed many of your pets, as long as you have a reasonable amount of pets. Another way to get free food is through the monthly freebies. I actually wasn't able to figure out how you can navigate to this page through neopets.com, so this is going to be our first introduction to the daily Neopets. This is a fan site that we'll be using for a lot of things later, so it's a good idea to bookmark this website. If you click on Dailies, you'll be able to access the monthly freebies right here, though your account must be at least 30 days old in order to take advantage of these freebies. There's also some frankly ridiculous rumors about a Neopian land called Jelly World, where you can supposedly find a giant jelly, where you can get an item that's rumored to feed your pet at least twice. However, no one really has any proof that Jelly World exists, so I wouldn't look into this super hard. You can also search user shops for various foods, provided you know the item name of the food you're looking for. The best way to figure out what items are available on Neopets is to go to the Jelly Neo item database. This is another fan site we'll be using a lot, so you should bookmark this as well. Their item database is at items.jellyneo.net. Here, you can just select the item category, Food. Exclude Neocache items, and sort by price. This will show you every edible item in order of price. This way you can find a lot of edible items that only cost between 1 and 100 Neopoints. Let's look at Electric Apple. If you just click the Shop Wizard link right here, it will take you to a search where you can search all of the user shops on Neopia for the cheapest version of this. We click the username, and it'll take us to that user's shop. Then we just click on the item, and we agree to buy it. Now that item will be in our inventory to feed to our pet. Finally, one of the best ways to keep your pets fed is the Neo Lodge. You can get there by going to Explore, heading to Neopia Central, and clicking on the Neo Lodge down here in the bottom right corner. Here, your pet will be automatically fed, so you don't have to worry about where you're getting today's food. Or you can have your pet looked after when you're not playing for an extended period. Some players enjoy the process of feeding their pets every day, but some people find it a chore and choose to leave their pets in the Neo Lodge most of the time. Just select the pet that you'd like to stay, or select Book All Pets if you have a lot of pets. What hotel you choose, and what amenities you add, have no effect on your pet's well-being or happiness. They just cost more Neopoints. You can choose to add them for role-playing reasons, but my boyfriend is nothing if not cheap, so he's just going to put Bone Dungeon into Cockroach Towers for the next 28 days. This is only going to cost 140 Neopoints to feed one pet for a full 28 days. Now let's talk about pet happiness. Neopets have a very binary, basic range of emotions, ranging from delighted to joyful, extremely happy, cheerful, happy, content, unhappy, miserable, very unhappy, or depressed. For whatever reason, once a pet reaches delighted status, it is much more difficult for them to regress back down in happiness. This is how you can wind up with pets that are dying of hunger, yet somehow remain delighted about their situation. Maybe this is like the Neopets version of attaining enlightenment. Regardless, usually, pets gradually become more unhappy the more days in a row they are not played with or groomed. There are also random events which can take a completely content pet and make them instantly depressed. To help with happiness, you can buy toys or grooming items from NPC shops or the user shops, just like with food. The nice thing about toys and grooming items is that you can use them more than once. Pets can get bored with toys or grooming items, but that takes some time, so you don't need a huge variety of these items. You can use these items in very similar ways to the food items, either by clicking on your pet on the home page and clicking either play or groom depending on what you want to do, then clicking on the item you want to play with them with. You can also play or groom your pets from your inventory by clicking on the item you want to play with them with and clicking play with the name of your pet. It may take a while for your pet's happiness to go up this way, but luckily there's also some fun things for your pets to do out in the world of Neopia. First, you can go to Explore and visit Mystery Island, right here. Mystery Island is a land rife with uncomfortable depictions of Pacific Islander people. Antiki Tour is no exception. You can find it right here. You can just click on the pet you want to take and go on the tour, which will boost your pet's happiness a little. You also get a secret avatar for doing this, and potentially a new Battle Dome challenger. Another way to increase your pet's happiness by exploring is to go to Rue Island. Rue Island can be located at the other end of this rainbow right here. Then just go to the merry-go-round. Select the pet who you need to cheer up, and go on the ride. The flash is broken for this right now, but it's still a great way to improve your pet's happiness. Now that you know how to take care of your pet's basic needs, I hope you'll give this video a like and let me know how your pet enjoyed the merry-go-round down in the comments. Subscribe for more Neopets tutorials, discussion, and ideas, and I'll see you again whenever I feel like it.